There's a comfy kind of image that people see in their mind when thinking about Saturday morning cartoons. You'd sit there with your legs tucked under you, with a bowl of cereal on your lap, and this orchestra of mutant chaos kicks in, and just like that, the world got bigger, grittier, sometimes sadder. Because X-Men the Animated Series wasn't just colorful tights and lasers, it was X-Men, specifically Uncanny X-Men, filtered through the lens that didn't talk down to you. It took all the weird, loud, and morally complex brilliance of the comics and said, we think kids can handle this. And they were right. Before the show, there was Uncanny X-Men, the backbone of mutant storytelling. Claremont's run was messy and operatic and full of characters spiraling between power and pain. But even before that, there was Stan Lee. The man was staring down the barrel of yet another superhero origin story and got bored and said, screw it, they're just born this way. And that's how mutants happened. The mutant gene wasn't just a narrative shortcut though, it was a door. It meant anyone could be powerful or dangerous or both. It meant they didn't have to get bitten or cursed or zapped or chosen, they just were. And that meant X-Men could tell very different stories to the rest of the comic books that Marvel were putting out at the time. And the show successfully translated that. It wasn't just about fighting crime. It was about being feared, hunted, or hated for something you didn't choose. It was about hiding or pretending you're normal just to survive. It became a metaphor, a reflection of racism or queerness, or just the human tendency to destroy what we don't understand. That DNA, that messiness, ran straight into the cartoon, and the cartoon didn't sand it down, it just embraced it. The thing about the X-Men animated series is that it respects your emotional intelligence. It didn't shy away from things like grief, or death, betrayal, or even trauma. It just didn't drench it in gore and cheap shocks. And here's the thing. Adult themes that are suitable for kids doesn't mean the show was made for kids. It means the show knew how to speak truthfully without being condescending. You didn't need to fully understand the politics or the metaphors to feel the weight of them when Xavier faces prejudice, or when Rogue couldn't touch anyone, when Wolverine grieved someone that he never got to love properly, and maybe years later, you understood why it hit so much. For all the powers and politics, what really gave X-Men its weight was the relationships. And no one did romantic tension better than Rogue and Gambit. Gambit, the full-time flirt and part-time trenchcoat, and Rogue, strong enough to throw a tank, but can't even brush someone's skin without stealing their soul. It was doomed from the jump. Every scene between them was a cocktail of teasing and heartbreak and what if. And just when you thought they started getting close,
Fear Magneto!
Enter Magneto, floating in, voice like tragic thunder, acting like he's auditioning for Macbeth. He doesn't just interrupt the romance, he reframes it. Rogue isn't someone to be loved gently, he says. She's a symbol, a force, something above all that human stuff. Come with me, Rogue, you were never meant to be human. That kind of shit. While we're here, just a quick moment. Movie Rogue, with all due respect to the actress, was the badass fist-throwing girl that we all love. The show and the comics, Rogue was flying and wrecking sentinels and threatening to absorb your entire consciousness if you gave her some attitude. Movie Rogue was sad, cold, and looked like she needed a nap. This isn't hate, it's just disappointment for how the movies have represented Rogue, but, you know, it looks like that might change in the future. It isn't just what Rogue and Gambit go through, it's Wolverine silently breaking every time Jean walks in the room, or Nightcrawler questioning his own faith in a world that hates him, Morph dealing with fully blown PTSD after being left for dead. Side note, Morph was made for the show. Just like Harley Quinn in the Batman animated series, he didn't exist in the comics first, and he hit hard enough that they pulled him into the canon later. That's how you know a character works. They literally escape the screen. And also there's Jubilee, who is just trying to survive being a teenager and a mutant at the same time. It wasn't always subtle, but it was always sincere, and somehow that made it work. And now, all these years later, it's back. X-Men 97 isn't just nostalgia bait, it's a continuation, a proper resurrection of something that was so loved. Same music, same heart, same weird flying yellow hover chairs. It's modern, where it counts, it's still stitched together with tone and sincerity that made the original land. Its art is tighter, its writing is sharper, and the stakes are higher, but it's still X-Men. As kids, we didn't always clock the subtext, race, class, identity, queerness, but something sank in. X-Men gave us the vocabulary for just feeling out of place, for what it meant to be feared, hated, hunted, and then still above all that, choose heroism, and that's why it's stuck. So yeah, X-Men the Animated Series wasn't just a cartoon, it was a crash course in empathy and pain and resistance, wrapped in a bright costumes and so much melodrama. If X-Men 97 keeps walking that same tightrope, then we're in for something special when season 2 drops. If this show meant something to you, let me know your favorite character, your favorite mutant in the comics. Unless it's Cyclops, then just be honest with yourself. Thank you for your time.